So how has the team been different sort of post Tokyo? Like, because I know it's been under different leadership and different sort of training systems as well.
So for us, we've had a new head coach this year, come from Australia, and he's completely changed the whole program. It's just very, very different. So I think beforehand we did a lot of like steady state stuff, whereas now there's just a lot more intensity. And I guess from his side more is more. But yeah, it's pretty savage, but it is working, which makes it like a whole lot more worthwhile. And then I think we've had quite a big intake of new people. We had quite a big dropout from Tokyo, and they've all brought quite a lot of like good new energy. So the vibe is really nice, and you sort of can help each other along the program.
Have you set new PBs this year?
Yeah, I have. Although the testing that we did I was just coming back from COVID, so I'd like to do another one, another 2K especially, just to see where I was, like where I would be now. But no, like even the speed on the walk to like everything's getting a lot quicker, which is very exciting.
And like, Tom, maybe you had a bit more coaching under Jurgen, but what was it like being coached under him, and like what's the differences kind of been since? Because I know you probably were during his like later stages of his career, but being such a legendary coach, what kind of did you learn, and how are things different if they have sort of stepped on for you?
I think in terms of program that we're doing now, it's very, very similar to the program that Jurgen set. The thing with Jurgen is like he's one of the most successful Olympic coach ever, and for that you command a lot of respect, and what he says you're like, well, it obviously works, and like you just know, like you have that feeling like going into competition when he's saying something, he's very calm, he's very calming influence, and you know that when he's saying stuff he's been through it all before, and that's very, very reassuring. So if you, I don't know, don't get through your heat, go into a rep, he's very calm about it. He'll say like whatever you need to do, he's been through that before, and coached gold medal crews throughout his whole career. I guess the difference from Jurgen to now is I'd say things are probably a little bit more what's the right phrase? Probably, I don't want to say like athlete centric, but probably a bit more.
What, individualised?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably individualised is probably a better way of putting it. Just like if you need to line off at somewhere or have a little bit of space somewhere, then there is that ability to do that. I'm not saying either way is right or either way is wrong. I loved working under Jurgen. I thought he was amazing, and I'm enjoying being in the team now as well. And there's obviously very positive results coming from that as well. So I just think there's a few more things probably going on behind the scenes during Jurgen's later stages that, like as athletes, we don't know too much about. But yeah, I think now is just a little bit more continuity between coaching structure, basically.
Was he like a particularly technical coach, or was it a bit more like of the presence and the program that like really sort of brought you on? Because like there's that kind of like famous quote maybe from Cracknell, who said like, oh, he got on the boat, or it might have been Pinson, and he's like waiting to hear these like golden words of advice before going out for a race, and it was just like, I think you'll win, off you go. And it was like, oh shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that sort of quote comes back to what I was saying earlier. You like everything he said you had complete faith in, and he gave you that belief. And if he's pushing you off the dock and he's going, you're going to win, then you have that belief. He's been there, he's done it, he's seen it. So if he thinks you're going to win, you're like, well, we're going to win. And it's like that belief in him. I guess, yeah, he had a very technical eye as well. He could see what was right, see what was wrong, but he was very numbers driven. Like fundamentally, rowing is a numbers based sport to some degree, like if you're not seeing numbers on the ergo, not seeing numbers on the water, then they need to change, and that's through telemetry or speeds or whatever. So he did have the technical eye to tell you what's changed. I'd say it's very direct and very simple, which I enjoyed. He'd just be like, you need to do this better, and that was that.
What were the main kind of things that he enforced, like with his philosophy or with those kind of numbers? Was there like a particular wattage that he wanted the crew to hit on average, or like catch slip when it came to using the telemetry?
Yeah, so there's certain,
or power curve.
Yeah, so there's certain parameters they want you to hit in certain boat classes on the telemetry. So certain lengths, finish and catch, and with that coming, like you say, with the catch slip and finish slip to create a overall effective arc. So there's certain numbers and parameters they wanted you to hit on that.
Do you know what they were?
Off the top of my head, in like the 8 for paddling, like 60 around the front, 35, 6-ish around the back, and then slightly shorter for the 4, and then slightly again, probably 56, 57 for the pair, something like that from the front, 34-ish probably. But then I guess his main philosophy was distance per stroke, so power underwater, not trying to like throw loads of rate at it necessarily, just rowing good length and good power. I think there's been a bit of a shift recently towards a more high stroke rate kind of feel to it. Like you see a lot of crews rating above 40 for the whole thing, and we're sort of now just really focusing on distance per stroke, which has been his sort of marker throughout his whole career, and is like what we're doing now. Like I said, with the coaching changes, they're still implementing that now, and that's still our main focus.